Hello, I'm the Archangel Daniel, and we're going to discuss in this video creation of angels and humankind. When God had figured out a way how to create the first planet for a home, God the whole time set out trying to find a way to reverse engineer the process of which had created God, which, as we know, was a chamber made of wormhole element and a fragment of gravity element in a zero gravity environment. God did experiments and made chambers on this planet. It took 17 attempts, and he made multiple species before God was able to create the equivalent of himself in looks and in mannerisms. So when we look at the evolutionary ladder, that people believe there was evolution involving humankind, there wasn't an evolution of humankind. There are in fact multiple species types that God created in the process of trying to discover a way to create a family. God finally succeeded with making the first batch of angels, of which God created 5,000. All of them were male. When they stepped out of their chambers, one of them said Gabriel, and then all of them said Gabriel, and so God named the entire batch Gabriel. The next batch of angels God created, one of the chambers had a part that was inverted, and this produced an anti-clockwise cycle for the gravity element on its path, and this resulted in the first female. When the angels all stepped out of their chambers upon creation, one said angel, the rest said angel, and then Angela stepped out, first female. She said Angela. The batches of angels were created in an environment of 1 g of gravity. So the difference is that the angels in the batches were 3.5 feet tall, compared to God's height of just under 4 feet tall. Some angels were slightly taller or slightly shorter. After Angela had been noticed, everyone noticed that she was female. She was later killed in an incident and was not able to be brought back. Her soul material was destroyed. This was later saved after the discovery of time travel, and Angela was rescued. That's another story. God later created the first batch of females, and that was 5,000 females, and that was called the Angela batch, named after Angela. The male angels, when they were created, their foreskin covered the hole in the penis, so they were unable to urinate. All the males died after several days, and when they died, God would have their body carried into the chamber and then would refill their soul with a new body. But they still had the problem. The other problem that the angels suffered was short-term memory loss. There are 4 points in the brain that are responsible for short-term memory. One of them was blocked by a piece of bone because they were shorter, because of the 1G of gravity. And so occasionally, not all the time, some of them would suffer short-term memory loss and forget something. Later, God found a way to make a knife and was able to cut the ends of the male's penises. And this is known as circumcision for males. And the Gabriels and the angels and other batches of males were very, very happy at this, because that meant that they no longer died. And the Gabriels stated that it was holy. So from that moment forward, holy was considered a special word in heaven, because now their penises had a hole and they could urinate and ejaculate. And so that's where the word holy comes from. There are in fact 17 different species before God was able to create the angel. So the angel is the 17th species that was created. And humankind are exactly the same as the angel species. When male and female angels had intercourse, this will be another topic, the babies, due to the fact that they drank breast milk, grew quite tall and are over 6 foot tall. So, and the same goes for humankind. Their batches were same in height as angel batches, and their offspring grew taller than 3.5 feet tall, varying heights depending on the parents. I am the Archangel Daniel, and I'm from heaven.